Good morning, students. We are going to start a new chapter today, which is India Physical Features. So, today we are going to start with the next chapter from Geography textbook of grade 9th, that is Physical Features. And are you aware which are the major physical features of India? Mountains, okay, then plains, then plateaus, deserts, coastlines, yes, not the seas, say the coastline, okay? Okay, India is known for its varied landforms. In fact, all major physical features, that is, mountains, plains, deserts, plateaus, islands, lie within Indian borders. Okay, so India is a country which has basically all the different physical features or the landforms that are present in one single country. Okay, but how did India come into existence? Are you aware that long back, that is 335 million years ago, our continents were not as they are today. They existed as one single mass of land, and this was called as Pangaea. Okay, this supercontinent was called as Pangaea. So, this many years, million years ago, India was not a country, or India was not present on the Asian continent as it is today, because the positioning of Asian continent itself was different. Okay, it was part of one single huge piece of land that was called as Pangaea. Okay, so can you see now here the names of all the continents that are present? This is not much new things that you're doing. You've already done in your grade 5 and 6. It's just a recapitulation of what you have done in your lower classes. Okay, so this is the Asian plate probably. This is the European and the Asian plate, and India was somewhere here during that time. And then, how did it come into existence? India was a part of Gondwana land, the southern part of Pangaea. Now, if you see, the Pangaea was actually divided into two. Here, this northern part and the southern part. The southern part was called Gondwana land. Anyone knows what was the northern part known as? Anyone knows what was the northern part known as? Okay, it was Laurasia. So this was Laurasia, and the southern part was Gondwana land. So India belonged to the Gondwana land. All right. Here. Now, what happened to this huge landmass? So convectional currents split the crust and its plates drifted apart. Which theory are we talking about here? Does it give you any idea? Those continents that we were talking of are present on the tectonic plates, right? So what theory are we using now here? Yes, we are using the theory of continental drift. Okay, so earlier it was like this. If you see, it was one single piece of land, okay, and later, as the plates on which this landmass was present, they started moving. You can see that gaps started creating because the continent they moved with the plates, and this is how the earlier location was of these continents. Okay, so one single landmass now started dividing into the seven continents that we have today. Okay, so formation of Indian physical features. So, any idea how this must have helped in formation of physical features? We have studied one chapter in grade 7, which was called as
So, ma'am, what you're asking is like how the continental drift helped in forming different landforms, is it?
yes, one is that, and another, are there any other processes also? Because I think in grade 7 we have already studied that we have two kind of forces that act on the surface of the earth and below the surface of the earth. So one is endogenic forces, one is exogenic forces, right? So endogenic are the ones which act below. So continental drift is an example of endogenic force. Theory of continental drift relates to that because the movement was not seen with our eyes, it was below the earth's surface. Okay, but there are certain things which happen on the surface of earth also, which causes different landforms on the earth. Which are those? Any idea which are those processes?
Actually, ma'am, one of them could be erosion and all that.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
then clashing of two continents. Let's say if they violently clash to each other,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
then the land or the rocks must have risen up to create small mountains. And then, Miss Ma'am, these are two conclusions that I can find.
Yes, yes, you took erosion, but yes, there is weathering also, there is deposition also. Okay, so these are certain processes because of which, and then when you mentioned the, um, the brush passing of the two tectonic plates. Okay, we had seen the formation of earthquakes and volcanoes in that chapter in grade 7. So this is the same procedure that is happening through the years, and that is how you have the formation of different physical features on the surface of the earth. So if you see the Indo-Australian plate, okay, collided with the Eurasian plate, is the Indo-Australian plate, okay, that is here, Indo-Australian, this plate collided with the, which plate is this? Eurasian plate. Okay. So when the Indo-Australian plate moved north and collided with the Eurasian plates, resulting sediments accumulated, creating the Himalayas. Okay. So if you see this, what has happened? This has moved northwards and this had moved southward. And because of that, the Tethys Sea, okay, was uplifted into a mountain. Okay, the sediments formed a mountain on top, and that is why if you see, actually you have the presence of salt like soil on the Himalayas. Okay, we always say no salt, what is that, Himalayan salt and all that. It's because it has originated from the Tethys Sea. That is the reason. So this uplifted to the mountains, okay, and the collision pressure causes the mountains to keep growing. So the procedure that's happening below the, on the ground level is still continuing, and that is why it is said that Himalayas are still growing. So it is one of the most youngest mountains. It is the mostly newly formed structure, newly formed feature, and it is still growing. So the very first feature that we are going to see is the Great Himalayas. Okay, is the Great Himalayas. So the large basin began to form at its base from the deposited sediments. So if you see, the plates moved one from here, one from here, and what happened was this uplifted to the mountains. Okay, and when this uplifted into a mountain, there was a depression that was created at the basin, at the base. A basin was created here. Can you see this? Yes. Can
Yes,
you
ma'am.
see this? Okay. So that gave rise to another feature, which was our great northern plains. Okay. Northern plains are mostly constituted in the states of our Uttar Pradesh, and that is because if you see this same thing, what originated as the mountain. Okay, now Himalayas is home to number of glaciers, and it is the place of origin for number of rivers in India. So when the rivers they flow down the mountains, they carry with it lot of sediments. Or when the glaciers they move, they carry with it lot of other things that are present over there. And then in due course of time, it gets deposited. And then what happens? This mountain was created. This is the Himalayas that's created. Okay, this is the depression, that is the basin. And in due course of years, when the rivers they flow down and they deposit the material into this, you will see that the depression is filled, and now it comes till the base of the Himalayas. So now it looks like a flat land, isn't it? This looks like a flat land. It's like when on a road, let's take example of a road. When you're going on a road, suddenly you see some sort of those depressions in it. That is the gaddas, right? Do you just uplift the entire road and repair it? No. Normally, what you do is you fill the potholes so that the road comes to level. So when this basin that was created near the Tethys, okay, started filling with the sediments that were deposited from the rivers, and then it constituted to a plain. So Formation of Indian physical features. So we were talking of this northern plains. So deposition of alluvial soil led to a fertile land becoming the northern plains. So if you see this part is where the Himalayas are, and it goes from here till here. So this part are Himalayas, and this part over here, which was created as a depression, is now filled with the alluvium that is collected from the rivers, and this part here, this region is known as the northern plains. Okay, so I'll open the textbook and then you'll realize it. So we'll be learning about these plains in the next period. So now we are going to open the textbook to page 7 and read up to page 9. Okay. Alright, so we are going to start with the Himalayas. As I told you, they are the young fold mountains. Okay. The Himalayas represent the loftiest and one of the most rugged mountain barriers of the world. Loftiest means? Loftiest? Any idea what is the word loftiest? Loftiest are the most tallest. Okay. So they form an arc which covers a distance about 2,400 kilometers. Their width varies from 400 kilometer in Kashmir to 150 kilometer in Arunachal Pradesh. So that is the reason you are seeing that the topmost part till the northeastern states were showing as the Himalayas. That is the topmost or the highest peaks in Himalayas are located in this place. Okay. The altitudinal variations are greater in the eastern half than those in the western half. The Himalayas consist of three parallel ranges in its longitudinal extent. So if you see, there are three levels, three ranges in Himalayas. So the northernmost is known as the Himadri or the Greater Himalayas or the Inner Himalayas. Okay, then they contain all the Himalayan peaks. So this Kalsubai or this Mount Everest, these peaks are present on the which Himalayas? They are present on the Greater Himalayas or the Inner Himalayas or the Himadri. It is known as Himadri. Okay, so do you see this? This is our this part. This entire part is the which feature? Fine, these are the first feature that we studied, the physical feature, that is the Great Himalayas. Okay, then the second range of Himalayas is the Himachal or the Lesser Himalayas. Okay, so there you have um, all the important ranges. Ranges, what is the meaning of range? Do you know what are the ranges? Or the passes, the mountain passes. Okay, so mountain passes are the places from where you can pass. Otherwise, the mountains are very, very inaccessible. They are very huge and high structures. Okay, and the outermost range of the Himalayas is called the Shivaliks. So all this can be asked for 1 mark answers. The outermost range can be called as the Shivaliks. Okay, and they have an altitude between 900 to 1100 meters. So what is the altitude of the Greater Himalayas? The altitude of the Greater Himalayas is 3700 to 4500. Okay, then the altitude of this is 900 to 1100 meters. Okay, is it clear? And it is in Shivaliks that you have the longitudinal valley called as the dunes, which is the place where you have the location of our well-known place, which is Dehradun. Okay, so besides the longitudinal divisions, the Himalayas have also been divided on the basis of regions from east to west. Okay, for example, part of Himalayas lying between Indus and Satluj has been traditionally known as Punjab Himalaya, and it is also known as Kashmir and Himachal Himalaya from west to east. From west to east. And what it is known as from east to west? Okay, east to west is from the side of Arunachal Pradesh or Assam. Okay, it is from the side of Arunachal Pradesh or Assam. So there are regional names also in this broad categories. So you have to find out some regional names. So the Brahmaputra marks the easternmost boundary of the Himalayas. Beyond the Dihang Gorge, the Himalayas bend sharply to the south and spread along the eastern boundary of the India. They are called as Purvachal. So this side, east, they are referred to as Purvachal. Okay. These hills running through the northeastern states are mostly composed of strong sandstones, which are sedimentary rocks. Covered with dense forests, they run as parallel ranges and valleys. The Purvachal comprises the Patkai Hills, the Naga Hills, the Manipur Hills, and the Mizo Hills. Who will tell me what are the different layers or the different ranges in the western side of Himalayas? Which are the three regions? The three ranges in the western side of Himalayas. Who will tell me? Yes, it is divided into outer Himalayas, then Shivaliks, and the other one is the greater Himalayas. Inner is called as Himadri. The outer is called as
Ma'am, is it Himachal?
yes. In between is the
Shivalik.
Himachal and the outer is the Shivaliks. See here, innermost is the don't forget, innermost is the Himadri and
Himadri.
greater Himalayas. Okay, in between is the Himachal and outermost is the Shivaliks. Okay, fine. And what are they called as in the from east to west? From east to west, they are referred to as what? Purvachal. Okay, they are referred to as Purvachal. So the Purvachal comprises of Patkai Hills, Naga Hills, Manipur Hills, and the Mizo Hills. Yes, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now next time we are going to study the northern plains. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the worksheet. Okay, and what we are going to do here is see here, India is characterized by varied landforms. So these are the landforms, obviously. Are you sure you know which landform is where? Hmm? Because now we are going to mark the major features on this map. Okay, so let's start. Which is the first feature that we have seen just now? The first feature is we saw the first feature, that is the Himalayas. Okay, so where will you mark Himalayas? Mark the major India's major physiographic features. So here you will mark. I'm doing the marking with you. Okay, see, first from here, so you draw a line from here till here. Okay, and this part is which feature? Yes, this is the Himalayas, and also this part which is this country here, and all this part of northeastern states is which physical feature? It is the Himalayas. Okay. Now if we want to mark the northern plains, here we are going to mark like this, and here. So all this part, can you see here? This all part, and even little bit here. All this is your northern plains. Okay, all this is your northern plains. Then from here, okay, from here till this part is what? Is your western coast. Same way, this is your This is your eastern coast. Is it clear? Okay. Then this part is your central highlands. So now, have you taken the pencil in the hand? Are you all labeling it? Are you all doing it? So
Yes,
it,
ma'am.
yes, so this is your Himalayas. Okay. Then all this part is your northern plains. Okay. This part and also this part. Okay. So this is also your northern plains. Hmm. Okay. This is your northern plains. Then this is your central highland. This part is your central highland. Then this is the peninsular plateau. This is your peninsular plateau. So it lies in the Deccan Plateau, or what we call as a Deccan Plateau. Then this part here, okay, is the western coast, okay, and this here is the eastern coast, okay. Have you all labeled? Have you all labeled? Yes. Is it done? So this part is the eastern coast, this part is the western coast, and rest all I've written the names in the. Done? Can we move to the next question? Okay, see here. Okay, then the names of the glaciers and passes that lie in Greater Himalayas. Okay, so see here, I've mentioned the glaciers. Okay, the glaciers in the Greater Himalayas are Gangotri, Yamunotri, Siachen, Pindari, Aksai Lianzitang. Okay, okay, then these are the passes. Shikpila, it's Shikpila, Nathula, Bumla Pass, Imis Pass, and the Kimokal Pass. Okay, then the names of the states where highest peaks are located. It is this: Sikkim, Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand, and Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, and Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, then location of Mussoorie, Nainital. Okay, two I am showing you. Ranikhet you will locate on your own. Okay, because the time is going to be up now. So you have this part is Mussoorie. Okay, and this part is Nainital. The upper part is Mussoorie. Okay, and the lower part here is the place called as Nainital. So you are going to mark Ranikhet, okay, and you are going to find out where these national parks are located. Okay, is it clear, all of you? Fine. Any doubt? So Greater Himalayas or the Himadri, then Outer Himalayas or the Shivaliks, and on the eastern side they are called as Purvachal. Okay, is it clear? Fine. Can I stop? Okay, so see you soon. Revise, read carefully. Okay, bye bye.
If you like our videos, do share them and subscribe to our channel. If you want awesome quizzes, write to us. Keep watching and keep learning with Walnut.